Okay, so. Wo sind wir denn? Wo machen wir denn weiter? Hier. Who planted the bomb? Okay. Das ist jetzt hoch. Okay, dann können wir da hier eventuell auch weitermachen, falls wir da hier nicht mehr weiterkommen oder falls wir das fertig haben, können wir da hier weitermachen. Und so, ja. Mal gucken.
Huh?
So, wo waren wir hier? So, Sigma erinnert sich wieder an Sachen. Na, Finale heute noch nicht. Aber wir kommen immer näher. That person is you. Warum ist das ein bisschen weiter unten? Yo! Oh!
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
Well, we're about to find out. Sorry, Kay, but could you hold him down?
Well...
It's on him, I promise.
Get off, Sigma! You're doing this all backwards.
So, this isn't a court. Besides, all we want is to know who set the bombs.
Ugh.
And why are you getting so worked up anyway? If you're innocent, then a search will show that and I'll look like an idiot.
Nice try, but that's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
Because
Just spit it out.
I know about the Myrmidons.
The what? I beg your pardon?
No. How do you know that, Sigma?
Oh, that's not all I know. I know about Free the Soul and I know about Brother.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can tell you the details later. But there's no question that you were the one who set up the
The
bombs.
fuck do you think you are? None of that has anything to do with me. I don't know who the Myrmidons are, and I don't know what Free the Soul is, and I certainly don't know anything about some old fart called Brother.
Ha! No, Dio, tell me, how does that foot taste? Who the Myrmidons are? I don't recall saying the Myrmidons were people. And what about Brother? How would you know his age if I haven't said anything besides his name? Das ist ein bisschen schwaches Argument, Sigma.
Wait, so he's left? But that means he's a terrorist.
A terrorist? Oh dear.
Left?
Well, looks like I won't be able to talk my way out of this one. Seriously though, when did we get so famous? The Myrmidons aren't supposed to be something anybody knows about, let alone you two jokers. Okay, you got me. Yes, I'm the leader of the Myrmidons. My real name is Left. I was sent here to stop Zero Senior's AB plan.
Bullshit.
That's why I planted the bombs. If it looked like the plan might actually succeed, I was supposed to blow this whole place sky high.
A B plan?
What's that?
Oh, well, looks like you don't know everything after all. I should have been more careful. Then again, it's not like it really matters.
Nee, Brille ist dreckig.
After all, you're gonna die here.
What?
What?
God damn it. No. Good. I leapt toward him.
Well there.
Das hat's noch schlimmer gemacht. Fuck. Mann, ich hab doch da hier ihn. Okay, das ist kein Brillenputztuch, aber es ist.
Better not come any closer. You think I'm not prepared for this? Take one step and it'll be your last.
Then, that thing you're holding.
It's the detonator.
Yeah, I guess it is. Now back the fuck off!
Dio, please calm down. If you press that button, you'll die too.
So? Believe me, there's plenty more where this came from.
What?
Now that we've cleared that up, back off! Come on,
besser.
move it! Go, go, go!
Go, go, go! We had no choice. Slowly, carefully, we backed away. All of us except for one. Tenmyoji.
Hey, Grandpa. Your hearing gone? I said back off!
No.
You... I'm not screwing around here.
I can see that. So why don't you do it? Go ahead. Press that button.
Tenmyoji?
Oh, something wrong? Hurry it up. I'm not getting any younger. Oh, do I sense hesitation? What's the matter, Dio? Scared? Well?
You son of a bitch.
So you were just bluffing?
I'm not bluffing, goddammit. You hear me? I'll do it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. But there's really something I should tell you. See that detonator you're holding? It's a fake.
What?
What? For just an instant, Dio's eyes twitched down to the device in his hand. That was all the opening Tenmyoji needed. Ooh, is der schlau.
Yeah!
He cried out as he leapt through the air. Tenmyoji's leg shot out, knocking the detonator from Dio's hand. Aber jetzt wird doch das Ding aktiviert, das Countdown-Zeug. Shit! Not
What
good!
happened?
Detonator. He doesn't have it anymore.
What? What's happening? There's a red light on it now.
Oh, you really fucked up, Tenmyoji. This is what happens when you try to show off.
What?
Ah, I'm sorry. This is my fault. I didn't have time to tell you how it worked.
What are you saying?
The detonator isn't supposed to be separated from Dio. If it is, then the timer on the bombs automatically activates.
Damn, how much do you know? Fine, whatever.
I know everything.
Well, he's right. If that thing ever gets more than a meter away from me, it activates. When it does, it starts the timers on all the bombs. So thanks to this old fart, you get to try and defuse a bunch of activated bombs on a countdown. You can go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Once the timers have been activated, they'll go off anyway.
How long do we have? When do they explode?
You should know, Sigma. Why don't you tell her?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? That's crazy!
Yeah.
How do we stop them?
The emergency deactivation passwords.
None of us know them, though.
Right, none of us know. But there's someone who does, isn't there?
Okay. I'll give you one, since I'm such a swell guy. The password for bomb number 2 is...
Ah, für die 2. Jetzt haben wir schon für Nummer 3 und für 2.
EQD DYR NTK.
Bomb number 2.
But we haven't found that one yet.
Oh? Oh. Well, my mistake. Must have slipped my mind. Well, there's nothing you could do anyway. You don't have the input device. Really, it'll be much easier if you all just give up.
Where's the input device?
Oh gosh, I wonder.
Where did you put the number 2 bomb?
Mann, nur? Haben wir nicht erst 2 nur? Also 2 Codes?
Shoot, you know, I just can't remember.
Son of a bitch!
Anyway, I think it's time for me to be moving on.
Moving on.
To where?
What, I have to explain everything? To the next world, of course.
No, wait! I threw myself toward Dio and wrapped my hand around his wrist, slamming it to the floor. Nummer 0 im Dio in. Dann kann ich mich überhaupt nicht mehr erinnern. Aber gut. Gut. Ja, dann haben wir 0, 2 und 3. Wird noch die 1 dann. He struggled, but I put all my weight on it and kept his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit! Get off of me! Let me go!
He continued to struggle, but I wasn't going to let him go. I shifted my weight to free one of my hands and started trying to pry his open.
Hey! Hey! I'm not fucking around, alright? Let go of my goddamn arm!
By then, the others had run over and piled onto Dio along with me. Even then, he refused to stop. With increasing desperation, he tried to get the hand I had grabbed to his mouth.
We don't have a choice. Luna, go get the soparil.
No! If we put him to sleep, we can't get what we need out of
You
him.
think I don't know that? What other choice do we have? Every minute we spend wrestling this prick is a minute we don't have to deal with those bombs. We don't have time for this. What are you
Shit.
doing, Luna? Go!
Right. Okay, I've got it. I'm ready when you are.
Ugh! You can do whatever you want to me, you fucking cowards! You're still gonna die! Go ahead! Tell yourselves you can fix it. Run around like idiots before you get blown to atoms. Serves you fucking right! You're gonna burn!
Oh, for God's sake! Luna, shut him up!
Right. Here goes.
As they began to climb off of him, I finally pried Dio's hand open. That was just what I expected. Small, unassuming capsule. I didn't know what was in it exactly, but it was undoubtedly some kind of poison. I stumbled toward the sink and tossed it into the drain. How much time do we have left?
About 20 minutes or so, I think.
Das hat jetzt ernsthaft 10 Minuten gedauert.
And how much time until the white doors open?
Ah, was für ein Zufall. The same.
So, what do we do?
We put in those passwords and stop
We
the bombs.
searched Dio, but he doesn't have anything that might be the input device.
Well, only one thing to do then.
And that is?
We split up and find it. Unless any of you have another suggestion, meine ich. Was, wenn die Codes nirgendwo sind, außer in Dios Kopf? Dismal silence filled the room. Even though no one spoke, I could see despair on every face.
All right. No point sitting around. Until those things actually go off, we've still got a chance. Sigma, you come with me. We're going to have to go look at the number 3 bomb. See if the timer really has started or not. All
Right.
the rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
What?
Why there?
Just listen. Worst case scenario. We'll open the white doors and go through them to wherever they go. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Understood. We will take them to the Floor B warehouse. Once we've done so, we will begin to search for the input device in the number 2 bomb.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
I turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile, then hurried after her. Ha! Bin ich mal gespannt, wie es hier weitergeht. Hoffentlich nicht schon wieder irgendwie Lock-Ding und ja, wir brauchen Passwort und das findest du an einem anderen Ende und bla.
The light's flashing. I guess the countdown has started. So, what are we going to do? Without a way to enter the passwords, we're screwed. Right. We'll just have to split up and look for it. I'll look around here. You go check somewhere else. If we get
Okay.
to T-minus 5 minutes, then we'll meet back in the Floor B warehouse. Got it?
I wasn't sure what to say. If we hadn't found it by then, was there really any point in meeting up again?
What's with that look? Don't worry. We'll figure it out, I promise. You know what they say. Swimsuits never quit.
That... What? No, that's not a thing. It doesn't make any sense. Besides, why the hell are you correcting jokes right now?
I'm just, trying to show you that life is still worth living. After all, if you quit now, there goes any possibility of you ever seeing me in a swimsuit.
What? Oh, I see. Well, I admit I am a bit curious.
Alright. Looks like we're on the same page. Now get moving. We don't have time to stand around.
Fine. Be careful, alright? I checked the time on my bracelet as I headed out of the crew quarters and into the hallway. You know what they say. All toast is toast, toast. It wasn't good news. Damn, only 15 minutes. I need to hurry. I broke into a run. Before long, I found myself in front of the infirmary. All too often, what you're looking for is right in front of you. We'd spent a lot of time in the infirmary, so it seemed kind of fitting somehow that it might have been there all along. Or maybe Dio had dropped it there recently. There was no way to know. And in any event, I had to start looking somewhere. Luna, you're still here?
Yes. The others are taking the people who are asleep to the white doors. I chose to stay here. I thought you might come back.
Why?
Because the atom is here. I thought you might want to use it. Isn't that why you're here?
What? I mean, yeah, I want to know what's going on with me. Also, das ist die Timeline, wo man weißes Zeug in der Hand hat. It's driving me nuts. Now I feel sick, but this isn't the time for that. Being a robot isn't going to mean a lot of if I die anyway.
Oh, why did you come here then?
Isn't that obvious? I'm trying to find that input thing so we can turn off the bombs.
Really?
Yeah. Why would I lie?
I see. I seem to have made a mistake.
What?
I knew you couldn't use the atom without me, so I stayed
Oh.
behind because I thought I might be able to help. I
Oh.
guess I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Aye. She turned and headed toward the exit. Nicht so traurig sein. Wait. I couldn't just let her leave like that. I sighed. How long would it take?
Not more than 5 minutes or so.
Are you sure? Only 5 minutes? Nur 5 Minuten. Wenn wir nur noch eigentlich 10 Minuten Zeit haben, bevor wir uns treffen wollen. Okay. Let's do it. Analyze my body. I lay down on the table. Luna picked up the atom scanner and began to run it across me, slowly and methodically. In a few minutes, she was finished.
That's it. You can get up now.
I sat up and hopped off the table. The screen was already starting to show my results. So, what does it say? My eyes were glued to her face, looking for any sign of what the answer might be. She studied the readout for several long seconds before replying.
Well, it says you're not a robot.
Ooh, yeah!
You're human.
I let a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. My relief didn't last long.
But your body isn't entirely human.
What?
You're part machine.
Wait, what are you saying?
Look here. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. They're made out of a titanium alloy. On top of that skeleton is artificial biological tissue. It's also called ABT. Your arms are cybernetic.
Ooh, Roboterarme. What does it mean?
Cybernetic? It means a mechanical system that interfaces with a biological one. You see all these root-like things around the titanium bones? Those are artificial nerves. They're probably connected to your own nerves,
Nur
which
die
is
Arme.
how you can move your arms.
Anscheinend ja.
I imagine they allow you to feel things through your arms too.
What? No, this is ridiculous. I think replacing my arms with robot ones is something I'd remember. And I know they weren't always like this. When I was a kid, I broke my arm and they took an x-ray of it. The doctor told me I had really thick bones and that I must have done something pretty insane to break them. When the hell did this happen? Why did somebody replace my arms? Wait, okay, let's say you're right and my arms are cybernetic. Sigma, wolltest du nicht eigentlich nach dem Input-Device-Ding suchen? Wouldn't that mean I don't have to worry about the bracelet going off?
No. Unfortunately, you probably do still have to worry about that.
Why?
The cybernetic arms are made to function just like real arms, which means they interface with the rest of your body, which means that anything injected into them is spread to the rest of your body.
How do you know
I
that?
just do.
That's not an answer.
Yes, you're right. But not everything has an answer. There are some things you just can't explain. Don't you know
What?
how that feels? How did you know about the garden? How did you know that Dio planted the bombs?
That's,
I'm sorry, Sigma. I wish we could talk some more, but our time is up.
time. I pressed the buttons on my bracelet and felt my stomach drop. Yo! Gut gemacht, Sigma. 1 minute. We've only got a minute left.
Sigma, there's one last thing.
Und wenn ich nur noch 1 Minute... Oh, wir sind schon da. Ui, das ging schnell.
I was given very specific instructions.
But I shuddered. Not because I was scared of what was about to happen. Because I was scared of Luna. She was calm, unnaturally so, like a machine with a human face. We were about to die. How could she be so calm?
Please pay attention. This is very important. You must be sure to remember it.
Okay, remember? I was about to die. How was I supposed to remember anything?
Should you encounter a two-headed lion devouring the sun, remember GTF DM L016.
Oh! Das ist für hier. Ah, jetzt haben wir beides. Jetzt haben wir Milk Evoli und... Na, das lässt sich nicht schön lesen. Das muss ich mir aufschreiben, weil das kann ich mir nicht merken. Milk Evoli kann ich mir merken. GTF DM oder so. Dankeschön. Oder so, ja. Gut, dann machen wir halt nach dem Ende am besten die Links direkt weiter. Da brauche ich mir die nicht mehr merken, beziehungsweise...
With this key, the first gate shall be open to you. There you go. I hope we can meet again someday. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting.
What? Before she could answer. Oh, schöne Farben. The world exploded into noise and light, and I disappeared along with it. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Get the fuck, Deutsche Mark. So, welches Ende war das? War das... Ah, Sigma. Sigma hat ein eigenes Ende, okay. Sigma-Ende. Okay. Moment, was? Okay, anscheinend können wir jetzt da hier auch weitermachen. Ey, alles öffnet sich auf hier. Okay, das war, glaube ich, das... Wo Sigma... Genau, das müsste, glaube ich, die Timeline gewesen sein, wo Wo Sigma nur noch einen Punkt hat und Dio hat dieses Accelevier und so. Okay, aber wir machen erstmal hier weiter. Nicht Luna Ende. Anscheinend nicht. Naja, wir haben technisch mehr über Sigma erfahren. Ich meine, zumindest haben wir erfahren, dass er Roboterarme hat.
There's no one here.
So, ja, was jetzt? Ich nehme an. Milk. Evolis. ID. Pass ist. Off. L 06. Geht dann anders. Yeah, nice. Wie viele Leute das Feld von dem ersten Teil benutzt? Segment 5. Hi. Come over here.
What's wrong?
I got in.
What?
Yeah, been master hacker. Yeah.
How did you figure out the login?
Tja, I don't know. I just knew it.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
Fei, du bist doch auch hier so ein Esper-Ding. Das müsste doch eigentlich gar nicht mal so verkehrt sein. Für dich. I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name.
Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this.
You sure? It might.
What? I don't...
Look, just forget about that. Come take a look at this.
Sure, fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here. Why do you know how to log into this computer?
Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at one another for several more minutes, but no matter what Fi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying.
Damn right I'm not.
And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away. All right, let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit.
I gave her what she'd asked for. Blah blah blah. The search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Fi opened one. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem?
Looks like it.
So was blah 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 a golem's ID?
Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense.
Aber da ist nur ein Kreis.
Let's see here.
Oh. Oh! Luna.
Yeah.
Why is there a picture of Luna in this
There's
file?
something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
Hey, baby, dear, big dear.
It is this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT.
Yeah, golem.
When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. It makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of...
I see. Luna was a golem, and DML016 was her product ID.
That must have been what Gollum was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will.
So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior?
Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen it shows her current status.
Currently operational. Executing special mission. I think her special mission is to participate in the game.
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a Wonder Robot as a participant? I think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us. Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something.
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampff test?
What Kampf?
It's from an
What?
old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot.
Also so ein, wie hieß das Scheißding nochmal? Dings.
That might almost explain
Dings
the whole
test.
game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
So it's kind of like the Chinese room.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say...
Oh, doses. It's just a possibility, right?
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
When you figured it out? That she was a golem, I mean.
Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
You're lying. When I told you about what happened with Gollum in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be sort of like the Chinese room.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew?
Yeah.
Knew it?
Look, forget about that. See Luna's status?
Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Whoa! Wait, what the hell? Luna's
You
dead.
think robots die? She was only injected with muscle relaxant.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. Or if...
Of course! Luna's the one who opened the AB gate.
That might not be the only thing she did. Look,
What do you
what
mean?
are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016.
And where have we seen that before?
Oh, no. No, I don't believe it. They were saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tenmyochi.
We should go check her body.
Ach, Clover und Tenmyochi sind tot. In der Timeline. Ganz vergessen.
You remember where it is?
Ah, the crew quarters, of course I remember. Oh weh, oh weh. We were
Yeah.
right. Why? Why would Luna?
And I trust him.
5 minutes.
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
Nah, peanut. Right, off we go then. But
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing.
Right.
Luna's bracelet. Yeah, with a bracelet there's 3 in this room. Let's step outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then head it back into the AB room. Und wenn wir wieder rauskommen, ist das Ding weg.
2 minutes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. You
Yeah,
ready?
go ahead. Wait. Sigma.
Hmm? Luna! Luna!
1 minute.
Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna
She's
here?
probably planning on participating in the game.
You mean she's gonna take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms?
Yeah.
How is she going to vote?
Betray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
She's got 7 BP, right?
Yeah. Why are you asking, though? Her BP doesn't matter right now. Have
What?
you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Then why is she doing this?
Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex
Hello, bro.
game polling close. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3.
And I trust him.
2, 1.
Was wollen wir machen? Allow oder Betray? Ihr dürft entscheiden. Weil ich nehme an, wir haben genug Zeit, dass wir beides machen. Aber was machen wir zuerst? Welcher Weg der kürzere ist? Habe ich nicht im Kopf. Keine Ahnung. Wüsste ich jetzt nicht, ne? Ich glaube Betray. Ich bin mir aber nicht sicher. Ja, ich glaube Betray ist der kürzere. Das ist wahrscheinlich wieder so ein Game Over Ende, schlechtes Ende Zeug. Naja, machen wir einfach Betray. Okay.
Round 3. Result Ambidex.
Und an sich ist ja eigentlich scheißegal. Weil wir haben noch eh die Star-Key-Dinger. Also können wir doch sowieso so oft abstimmen, wie wir wollen. Luna, where's Luna? I leapt out of the door and ran toward the AB room. I thought she'd entered. But... Eigentlich keine Game Overs mehr haben. Nicht? Also hier haben wir noch 2 Dinge, da hier haben wir ein Ding. Hier haben wir ein Ding. Weil da hier sind wir noch nicht fertig. Da hier haben wir noch 2 Dinge. Was fehlt mir jetzt noch? Es fehlt Luna, Fi. Tenmyoji, Quark. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs. Also wir haben ein schlechtes Ende hier und ein schlechtes Ende hier wahrscheinlich. Dann haben wir hier ein normales Ende, halt von jemandem. Dann haben wir hier ein normales Ende von jemandem und hier bei den einen von den beiden und einen von den beiden. Dann haben wir ja 9. Wir haben ja schon 5, ja. Wir haben Sigma, Alice, Clover, Dio und Kay. She's gone! Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Dann ist er wahrscheinlich nicht in ein Ding reingegangen. Then. Ah ja. Nicht schlimm. There it was. No. She didn't take it.
It doesn't make sense. Why would she show up just when we're about to vote? There was no reason for her to come here if she was just going to default.
Results from round, please.
Right, the
Yeah.
results.
Let's go have a look.
Bumm. Okay. Tot. Betray. Ally.
Points have been assigned. Please.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized.
Nee.
5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off.
That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yeah.
We still don't know why Luna showed up, though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain.
I can only guess at her reasons. But I'm sure it was part of some plan.
A plan for what?
Who knows? So what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave?
No, we can't. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No way I'm leaving before we find him.
I agree. I hoped you'd say that.
So, are you going to stay?
Of course. Let's get moving.
She spun around and headed for the sign door. I followed on her heels. Wo ist das dumme kleine Kind? Nein, Golem. Oh. Stimmt, da war ja was. Und ist auch nirgendwo. Shit! He's not here either.
This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into.
And we haven't seen Luna either.
Yeah.
Where the hell did she go? We were standing there trying to decide what to do next when we heard a familiar voice echo through the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened.
What? Hä?
It will remain open.
Was? What?
No, that's not possible.
What's not possible? But she only bit her lip and said nothing. Then all too soon, it was over. Hä?
The number 9. This ends. Thank you. As the escape, please.
What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here forever.
We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not.
Wer hat denn das aufgemacht? Die einzigen, die mindestens 9 Punkte haben, sind doch Sigma und Phi. Alle anderen sind entweder tot oder Luna hat nicht 9 Punkte. Und selbst... with that she was off. Yeah. With a sigh I turned to follow. Das hätte ich gerne jetzt aufgeklärt. You can't just look at the door and tell if it was opened or not.
True, but the projection should tell us.
What? Luna and Quark escaped? Okay, das Einzige ich kann es mir nur so erklären, dass die Armbänder trotzdem ihre Punkte behalten, selbst nachdem sie irgendwie halt bestraft wurden. Weil sie jetzt irgendwo nicht mitgemacht haben. Moment, das macht keinen Sinn. Luna dürfte nicht mitgehen. Luna hat keine 9 Punkte. Hä?
So it would seem.
Why? How? Almost as if on cue the screen flickered. And Zero Junior appeared.
Well.
Lang nicht mehr
Long
gesehen.
time no Zero. Remember your old pal Zero? I'm guessing somebody's hoping for an explanation about what the diddly-o just happened.
Ja.
Because we're such great friends, I decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you the 411.
Auch kein Armband mehr. Ja, aber die hätte dann ja trotzdem nicht... Ich meine, die hatte keine 9 Punkte. Die hätte ja dann trotzdem nicht als erfolgreich entkommen da irgendwie stehen dürfen.
Aren't you happy?
Naja, mal schauen, was der sagt. Komische Hase.
So what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through to the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary. Remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yup.
But didn't he get penalized after the 3rd round?
He did, but a penalty carrot take away your points. Just your life.
Okay.
The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door.
And since the bracelet was already off, she wouldn't have suffered the penalty.
No. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Ja, aber wie hat das System dann erkannt, dass Luna da auch mit rausgegangen ist? Alright. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Not you.
Well, good thing you guys don't have questions for V. That guy's a jerk.
This isn't the alphabet.
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to joke around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here.
It's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So, as long as you make it, nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Don't screw with us.
It's cool. I know you gotta act tough. I mean, you chose betray. That means you don't trust Luna, right? Figures? She's a golem. She might even be a murderer. That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out, wasn't it? You see, it's all about you. Haven't you thought about how sad you've made Luna?
What?
Well, looks like my time here's just about all used up.
Wait, I still have questions for.
I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it.
What?
I learned to make sure to value my time.
The tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then. I'll see you when I see ya. Have a nice trader.
For a few long moments, Fine I just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero had disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic and why? We had no idea who'd killed everyone, and Zero Senior's identity as well as the purpose of the Nonary game remained a mystery. As for our futures, what are you supposed to do now? They hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were.
The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage. And when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here. I swear it.
I looked at the fire in her eyes and nodded. If nothing else, at least we had a purpose. Oh yeah. Okay. Plumb. Okay, also. Dann wären wir halt Ally. Five, 4, 2, 1. Hallo. Okay.
Hey, Sigma! Are you insane? Why the hell did you choose Ally?
Wait, we can talk about that later. Right now. She's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then. There it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted.
Then she let the system vote Ally for her?
Results from round, please.
Right,
Yeah,
the result.
let's go have a...
Have a look. Boom. Ja, Quark hat 9. Yeah, jetzt können alle glücklich und nach draußen gehen.
Points, please.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically, and the other 6 got penalized. How's my baby boo? Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off.
Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright. What do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave?
What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? Can't just run off and leave him here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Now let's get moving. We need to find Quark.
And Luna too, right?
Luna.
Ding ding.
The Ambigex gate round stop.
Fine, I checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was magenta paired just like before, but Fi had changed to a red solo. It didn't really matter though. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door and we'd never have to play another AB game again.
Alright. Quark comes first. Let's go.
Let's go. She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels. Wieder das Zeug. Ah. Oder auch nicht.
Sigma, there's something I want to ask you.
Okay. What is it?
There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on the right in the middle. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it?
Take a look. See the lock?
Open.
Yeah.
Then who the hell opened it and how?
There's only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
Alright. Let's head in.
Oder Quark. Okay. Wo kommen wir denn zum Garten, oder? Ah, nee. Treatment Center. What the heck are these things?
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
What meant pots? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why. But I felt a strong sense of déjà vu when I looked at them and suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pots. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
One of them is lit up.
The one on the left is it being used?
Glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside.
Let's crack it open then.
Yeah.
Quark. Wow. Ja. Was jetzt? Hä? Und jetzt? Hä? Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse. Hä? Was geht jetzt ab?
This is it.
Und was ist mit Luna? Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pod's display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic which had put him to sleep.
Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
Aber Luna. Is it really okay for us to just leave?
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too? Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them.
But why?
It doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh?
016.
And what's that the same number as?
The last 3 digits of Luna's product ID. Aber
Where did we find
woher,
the old woman's corpse?
aber woher soll Clover die Produkt-ID von Luna wissen? In the AB room that Luna came out of.
And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right? She could have used it anytime she wanted.
That means any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice.
To keep her quiet.
She could also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive. But look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and the central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Okay, you're right. Let's get out of here.
Damn, don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go.
With a heavy, labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Fi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Fi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms. Ich gehe davon aus, ja. Ah. Before she could respond, I spun around and ran. Sigma, was machst du? Ernsthaft, Sigma. Dein Scheiß Ernst, Sigma. Warum?
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Sorry, Fi. There's something I have to do. Take care of Quark.
No, you don't mean you're going to go find Luna?
Ernsthaft, Sigma?
God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma, listen to me!
Ernsthaft, Sigma?
You can't do this!
Scheiße, Ernst. Alter. Warum? Ernst, Alter. Warum muss ich Sigma? Ich will Fi spielen. Fi ist viel besser. Sigma ist scheiße.
The nonary. Thank you. As the escape, please.
I had no regrets. In fact, with Fi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. Ernsthaft, Alter. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. Alright, time to go. Luna's waiting. Ernsthaft, Sigma. Du bist doof. Ich will Fei spielen. Fei ist nicht so doof wie Sigma. I knew you'd be here.
You knew?
Oh, right. We haven't talked here on this one, huh?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history? I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Who told you that? Una looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Also war's doch Luna. Okay. Well, actually, I already know you didn't do it.
Oh?
Or doch
Why
nicht.
do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
Alright. What? Das Spiel verwirrt mich leicht. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Ach so, ja. Her left arm had blood spatter all the way up to the elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood spatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. That meant Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman.
Is that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her?
No, that's not enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed her.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him.
Alright, fine. You caught me. I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. Let's say that incident P happens and after that the timeline splits into timeline A and timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in timeline A on information I found in timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you traced the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with incident P by visiting timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know I don't know that it'd be unfair per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules, like, you know, the principle of causality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the Lonery game. Somehow he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A and waited for someone to come out of one of the AB rooms. Yet someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out on her own. Somehow he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait, actually, he probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is, he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the AB room that the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I saved those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that incident caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AB room moved, and exposed it. She took it with her and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmyuchi. The first question is who put the handcuffs on them? The clue is the message Clover left, 016. If you think about it, though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together and the message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write Dio. Hätte einfach ein großes D geschrieben, wäre die ganze Scheiße nicht so missverstanden worden. With a dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagined it happened. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol. We found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Then he died. So that counts for all 6 bodies, none of them your fault.
Sigma, I'm glad you don't think I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories.
Game theory!
Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down and, just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
That doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility. He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
That doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily, but that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
What do you mean?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way.
But why?
Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay?
Wir sind doch sowieso für immer hier. Ich meine, die Tür geht nicht mehr auf.
Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put a bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
5th and 6th?
Counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room and the one next to it would be the 5th? Yep.
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why did you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
What?
Luna, listen to me very carefully.
Ooh.
As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours.
Man, what?
This will be the culmination of many years of hard work.
But
We cannot afford failure.
Yes,
is these
I
zeros in here?
understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
But
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
woher wissen die, dass der sich Dio nennt? Wenn der in Wahrheit Left heißt. Ja, werden sie irgendwie rausgekriegt haben.
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
Alle?
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter, the 6th AB room.
But... why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Ah.
Yes.
Stimmt. Ja, stimmt.
After that, I went into the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake. So I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
I saw the old woman being murdered.
Yes. It was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to.
Yes.
And it was the old woman who gave you those orders. Then, is she Zero Senior?
No.
Mich? What? But if she gave you the orders...
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
Oh. There was someone else?
Yes.
And that person is Zero Senior?
Yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned.
Okay.
So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Jr., too. I told you before that Zero Jr. moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually we'd figure out that the rooms had been moved, and that she was in your room.
Then maybe they wanted the opposite.
You mean...
Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
Doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room?
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there?
Yes, I think so.
But how could they know that? Kann in die Zukunft gucken.
Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved, which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Wait, you were listening to us in the security office?
Yes, that wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching through the security cameras.
Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders?
Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Well, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight, I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean because I'm a golem? One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
That's why you died? To keep up the facade that you were human?
No, I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders too. So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes.
That uses an electric shock to restart the heart, right?
Correct.
So that was why she left?
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin in the crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio. Yes.
Dio?
I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk. She just ran past.
And he just watched her go by?
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing, but he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
Yeah, I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then?
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to get through the secondary door.
Yeah,
right?
But he couldn't find it.
Of course. Fi had already taken it by then.
Yes. But there was something else he wanted to do, too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
Why did he want the knife? Was it because he'd used it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons.
Yes.
What does Myrmidons mean? Ach komm, Sigma. Vorhin hast du noch gelabert, ja, hier andere Timeline und bla bla bla. Das müsstest du doch eigentlich wissen.
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
Oh, what is it? Like a club or something? Ernsthaft, Sigma.
I don't think so.
Well, what is it then?
I don't really know.
No idea?
I'm afraid not.
Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Then, wouldn't that mean that he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You've got a point. Dad, this is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. At 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up. Tenmyoji.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Tenmyoji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Tenmyoji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar Dio threw him off, and Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor.
What are you going to do?
Und Clover hat in der ganzen Zeit nichts gemacht, nur zugeschaut. Gut gemacht, Clover.
Let's see. How about this? How cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
Ugh, no. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
Ach, Dio.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me finding Kay, right?
Yes, you were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. Kay told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
The anesthetic, right?
Yes. Almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Yes.
Warum klein geschrieben? Warum das T klein und das I groß?
As for what happened in the rec room.
Weil auf dem I war kein Punkt. Weil sonst hätte man das auch identifizieren können als I und nicht als 1. Mann, Mann, Mann. Also ein kleines D, ein großes I und ein großes O eigentlich, weil ein kleines O sieht nicht aus wie eine Null.
Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
Mann, Mann, Mann. So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol, and then, while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with it with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. Cause the plot demons. Ja. Also da hätten sie meiner Meinung nach das komplette Zeug mit den 016 beziehungsweise mit dem komisch geschriebenen Dio weglassen können, weil das hat ja nicht wirklich viel gebracht.
Yes.
When did Kay get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Well, what do you think? Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, first thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was.
When?
Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember that.
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji, the center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes.
Where Quark was sleeping.
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment he looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet off?
I took it off. Aluminum foil.
What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters?
Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Oh. So you tell me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves your heart sends out?
Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
And the bracelet thinks your heart has stopped?
Yes.
Holy shit. It was that easy all along.
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait, why was Quark in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod?
Yes.
Warum hast du niemandem was gesagt? Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery.
So it was Zero Jr.
That's right.
He reactivated your body too, right? Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Senior and the old lady told him to do. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. Buch aus einer Bücherei zu stehlen. Mensch. So, are you going to tell me?
You what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
How did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that. It was
Why?
a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally, killed me.
Then what?
I wouldn't have collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoji died for this project.
Yes.
Well, actually, it was the tuberculin that killed them, but they were only injected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If the nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
And if Dio hadn't killed the old woman, the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
Das macht keinen Sinn. Wenn Dio das Projekt stören soll, dann gehört, ist ja mit eingeplant, dass das Projekt gestört werden soll. Und das gehört mit zum Projekt. Also besteht ein Teil vom Projekt daraus, dass das Projekt gestört werden soll. 6 people died here. 4 of them were murdered one way or another by Dio. At first that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died, but that's not true, is it? Of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luna, tell me, what is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma.
Hmm?
Would you hug me?
Okay. What? No. Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Whoa. But... hey, Luna. What the hell is going on?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber. But after Clover gave me the tubocurarine...
Oh. Okay. I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time. Even though I look like this?
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr. and I hacked it.
What?
Yes. That was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji. Then Kei and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself, and I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course. But everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
What? Wait, are you saying...
Yes. Very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer.
What? Why?
I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this.
No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong.
Oh, Sigma. Thank you. I'm really glad I met you.
Nah, it's going to be okay. I'm not gonna let them do this. You're gonna be fine, I promise. Just please don't.
Sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms. Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? Miss? Where's Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. Doctor Who. Luna Ende. Okay. Ah ja, ja, stimmt, das hat man ja. Also könnt hier, wie viel Uhr haben wir denn? Okay, fast 2 Stunden. Ich glaube, es ist guter Punkt zum Beenden. Okay. Dann würde ich sagen, machen wir erst miteinander hier weiter. Ja. Genau, machen wir dann beim nächsten Mal hier weiter. Nächstes Mal wird wahrscheinlich
What?
für Sarah's Cape. Ja, ich denke mal Dienstag. Okay.